Hello viewers, welcome to UN College Digital Class. In today's class, I am going to discuss about principal sources of optimization in compiler designing class. In the previous class of compiler designing, I have discussed about optimization and different types of optimization. Those are machine dependent optimization and machine independent optimization. In this class, I am going to discuss about what is the meaning of loop optimization, what is the meaning of basic block structure optimization in detail. Let's start. In optimization, high-level general programming constructs are replaced by very efficient low-level programming code. We know that what is the meaning high-level, and the next one is low-level programming code. Okay. A code optimizing process must follow some principles, and those are: the first one is the output code must not in any way change the meaning of the program. What is the meaning of this? Suppose you are writing a program, okay, and it means that you are using a particular logic, you need some sort of output. During optimization, some changes are executed on the code, and according to the principle, according to the rule, that the output code must not in any way change the meaning of the program. Whatever changing will be made by the compilation or compilation process, that will not affect the meaning of the program. This is the first principle of optimization. Then the next one is optimization should increase the speed of the program, and if possible the program should demand less number of resources. Obviously, suppose you are writing a program and your program is using 50 memory location of int type and number of loops, etc. During optimization, what happens? The compiler tries to minimize the resources if possible. Then the next one is optimization should itself be fast and should not delay the overall compiling process. Okay, this is the last principle which must be followed during optimization. Then we will discuss about some different aspects, that is, effort for an optimized code can be made at various level of compiling the process. It means that optimization is a process which can be implemented in number of different phases of compilation. Okay. At the beginning, user can change, rearrange the code or use better algorithm to write the code. Okay. Whenever you are writing a program, you are using a logic, you are using one algorithm according to the principle, that according to the rule that the user must try to change or to rearrange the code if possible. After generating the intermediate code, we know that lexical analysis, what the operation is performed during lexical analysis, what is the job of syntax analysis, what is the job of semantic analysis, then the intermediate code is generated. Okay, after generating intermediate code, the compiler can modify the intermediate code by address calculation and improving loops. While producing the target machine code, the compiler can make use of memory hierarchy and CPU register. Obviously, when the compiler produces target machine code, it must consider that fact that how efficiently it can use the memory. Okay, it should try to use minimum memory if possible. Now I am going to discuss about loop optimization. It is one very important procedure used in optimization. Okay. Now we will discuss in detail. Loop optimization is the process of increasing execution speed and reducing the overheads associated with loops. What is the meaning of this? The meaning is that whenever you are using a loop or number of loops in a program, it should be the responsibility of the compiler to optimize the loop. Okay, so that the execution speed can be increased and it can reduce the overheads associated with loops. It plays an important role in improving cache performance and making effective use of parallel processing capabilities. Then the next one is Most execution time of a scientific program is spent on loops. Loop optimization is a machine independent optimization. In the previous class already I have discussed what is the meaning of machine dependent optimization and machine independent optimization. If you have not gone through the previous video, then please go through so that you will be clear on the concept of machine independent and machine dependent optimization. Decreasing the number of instructions in an inner loop improves the running time of a program. For example, suppose you are using nested loop, then it is the responsibility of the compiler, if possible, then it will reduce the number of instructions in an inner loop so that it can improve the running time of a program. But at the time of changing the loop structure, we must be very careful that the output or the meaning of the program must not be affected. Okay, loop optimization techniques. Now we will discuss about some loop optimization techniques. We have understood that what is the meaning of loop optimization, and to implement loop optimization some techniques are used. Those are, first one is frequency reduction, which is also called as code motion. In frequency reduction, the amount of code in loop is decreased. Okay, suppose you have used 10 instruction inside a loop, then the compiler will check. If it is possible, it can be reduced up to 8 or 7th instruction, but it will not affect the original meaning of the program. A statement or expression which can be moved outside the loop body without affecting the semantic of the program is moved outside the loop. Okay. Now here I have used one example so that you will be clear what is the meaning of code motion. Suppose the initial code is while I less than 100. Here the loop will be continued for 100 times, and inside the loop body we are calculating a equal to sin x divided by cos x plus I. Okay, then I plus plus. This is the initial code. Suppose we will implement loop optimization on this code, then that may be we will calculate, we will use one temporary variable, that is t equal to sin x divided by cos x. Then while I less than equal to 100, we will start the loop body later. Then inside the loop body we have used the statement a equal to t plus I, then I plus plus. Here you can see that in the both the cases we will get the same output, but what is the difference? Inside the previous initial code we are calculating again and again and again for 100 times. Okay, the same output we are getting. If we will move it to the outside of the while loop, then in that case we are calculating only for once, and in this way we can implement loop optimization and it will improve the execution speed of the program. Okay, I hope you have got some clear concept of code motion. Then we will discuss about the second technique for loop optimization, that is loop unrolling. Okay, loop unrolling is a loop transformation technique that helps to optimize the execution time of a program. We basically remove or reduce iteration. Okay, number of iteration, the number of suppose we are using I less than equal to 100, then it means that here I will be, or loop will be calculated or executed for 100 times. Here in case of loop unrolling we are trying to remove or reduce iteration. Loop unrolling increases the program speed by eliminating loop control instruction and loop test instruction. Here I have used one example of loop unrolling so that you will be clear on this concept. Let the initial code is for I and I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, and in the for block or for loop I have used the statement printf Pankaj. Okay, you may use any name, no problem, hi, hello, whatever. Then here instead of using this loop if we will write only printf pankaj for 5 times, okay, because the loop will be continued for 5 times and we need to display the output for 5 times. If we will not use the loop and we will just display the output for 5 times, it is looking complicated because here we are using number of 5 printf statements, okay, but it is the optimized code. How? Because whenever you are using a loop, it uses some extra cost, okay, it uses some extra resources, and that can be replaced by eliminating the loop and using the code directly. In this way you can use optimized code. Okay, I hope you have got clear concept on loop unrolling. Then the next one is loop jamming. Now we will discuss about loop jamming. Loop jamming is the combining the two or more loops in a single loop. It reduces the time taken to compile the many number of loops. Obviously, suppose you are using 3 loops and you can suppose combine all the loops in one loop, then that will increase the code or increase the speed of execution. Now here I have used one example to explain what is the meaning of loop jamming. The initial code is for int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, a equal to I plus 5. Okay. Then the next loop is for int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, b equal to I plus 10. Then this code can be optimized. Here you can see that we have used 2 for loop and the 2 for loop are executing for 5 times. Then here we can combine the 2 for loops and the optimized code will be for int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, a equal to I plus 5, b equal to I plus 10. In this way. Now I am going to discuss about optimization of basic blocks. Actually, whenever you are writing a program and you are passing the program for compilation, compiler use number of basic blocks of the programs. Okay, and here we are going to discuss about optimization of basic block. In the next class, I will also discuss in detail about basic block. In this class, we will only discuss on the optimization concept. Okay, optimization process can be applied on a basic blocks. There are 2 types of basic block optimization. Those are, the first one is structure preserving transformation and the second one is algebraic transformation. We will discuss one by one. First of all, we will discuss about structure preserving transformation. The primary structure preserving transformation on basic block is as common sub expression elimination, dead code elimination, renaming of temporary variables, interchanging of 2 independent adjacent statement. Actually, all these are the way on the basis of which we can implement basic block optimization. In the previous class also I have discussed little bit about all these aspects. Okay, and the second one is algebraic transformation. In the algebraic transformation we can change the set of expression into an algebraically equivalent set. Okay, thus the expression x equal to x plus 0 or x equal to x into 1 can be eliminated from a basic block without changing the set of expression. Whenever you are writing a program, you are writing number of instruction. In basic block optimization, what happens? The compiler checks if any code can be eliminated without affecting the original meaning of the program, then it will eliminate that code, what I have given the example in this slide. Okay, Now we will discuss about constant folding. Actually in the previous class also I have discussed little bit about constant folding. Constant folding is a class of related optimization. Here at compile time we evaluate constant expression and replace the constant expression by their values. Okay. For example, let the expression is 5 into 2.7. That can be replaced by 13.5. Why? Because if we will use 5 into 2.7, the value output will be 13.5. Instead of using 5 into 2.7, if we will write 13.5, then it will minimize the resource, or it will faster the execution speed. Okay, in this way we can eliminate. Sometimes the unexpected common sub expression is generated by the relational operators like less than equal to, greater than equal to, less than, greater than, not equal to, etc. Sometimes associative expression is applied to expose common sub expression without changing the basic block value if the source code has the assignment. Okay, here I have used one example. Let a equal to b plus c, e equal to c plus d plus b. Then it can be represented by using the intermediate code, or the intermediate code may be a equal to b plus c, t equal to c plus d, e equal to t plus b. Okay, it will be better one. How? Because whenever you are writing e equal to c plus d plus b, it means that you are using the binary operator twice. It is always advisable to divide it, okay, as t equal to c plus d, e equal to t plus b, in this way. Now I am going to explain some example related to optimization so that you will be clear. First, we will discuss about common sub expression elimination. Here I have used one example. Let the code is a equal to b plus c, b equal to a minus t, c equal to b plus c, d equal to a minus t. Okay. Now we can optimize the code as a equal to b plus c, b equal to a minus t, c equal to a, d equal to b. Okay, as here we can eliminate the second and fourth statement compute the same expression, that is b plus c a minus t. So it can be removed and we can optimize the code in this way. Okay, and this is the example of common sub expression elimination. Now we will discuss another example where we have rearranged the coding in the basic block, or we can interchange of two independent adjacent statement. Okay, let two statements are t1 equal to b plus c, t2 equal to x plus y. Here we can rearrange, or we can interchange or reorder in its computation in the basic block when the value of t1 does not affect the value of t2. In this way we can rearrange. Now here I have used another example of dead code elimination. In this way also we can implement optimization. Let the code is, initial code is int global void f. Here f is one function, and inside the block of function f I have used int I equal to 1. Actually in the whole block I have not used I, and but I have initialized, I have I equal to 1, and it is termed as dead store. We can eliminate this one. Then I have used global equal to 1. Here also in this coding I have not used global anywhere, so we can eliminate also global. Okay, it is also called as dead store. Then global equal to 2 return. Okay, here global equal to 2 return, here we are using this value with global, that is 2, but what we have initialized global with 1, that we have not used, so that can be eliminated. Then the next one is global equal to 3, and it is also unreachable. Why? Because once the return statement is executed, whatever coding you will write after the return statement, all that is unreachable and that can be eliminated. Everything what we have mentioned here with did in the comment line, all can be eliminated. Now the optimized code is int global void f. Inside f we have initialized global with 2, then return. In this way we can implement optimization. In this class we have discussed about loop optimization, basic block optimization. I hope you have got some basic idea regarding loop optimization and basic block optimization. We will discuss in detail about basic block in the next class. If you have any doubt, then please write to me in the comment box so that I can clear your doubt. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great time.